in a minute, that he can't take time to honor our veterans. He can't take time with his forked tongue to sit down with our senators and our leaders in Congress and work this out without saying, oh, yes, well, I understand what you've said. Now, what I want to do is I'm taking this information back and I'm going to take it back to our group and we'll discuss it and I'll get back to you with an answer to that question. Oh, my goodness. I'll bet you those $1,300 an hour attorneys that hide under a conference table at the top floor of some building somewhere that keeps his, shall we say, gluteus maximus being, not being set on fire by popular media. I imagine they go home nights and they just roll over and try to think, how am I going to keep him out of trouble this week? Absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that, I'm sure that if somebody asked him, hey, what do you think about military service? Did you ever join? Well, he's going to say no, he was in college. There was no reason to join at that particular time. There's no draft, so you can't run him through that. He's Mr. Wonderful. He's the new generation of social media giants. And that scares me. But here's something else that I really, really get upset about. If you get into what we call backlinking, it's a new culture. Backlinking simply means that you'll send out a posting and you'll put it on a platform. Maybe a cute little picture of a bunny rabbit or something dancing through. Something that Facebook would allow in their communities and in all this neat stuff that they're building. Okay? On their social media platform. And all of a sudden you notice, hey, that kind of looks interesting. So I'm gonna check that out. Or maybe you have somebody that you don't know from anybody from Brer Rabbit that shows up and says, oh, can I get to know you? I'd like to get to know you. That is probably the first flag that should go up. When you go to their page, there's usually a picture of a lovely lady or a gentleman. It just depends. Big layout. And down below, to see more, to get to know us, please punch this button. That button goes to a pornography site, friends, or that button goes to a hacker's site, or that button goes somewhere else. Does Facebook crash in on these people, I ask you? No. Now, their little computer that uses artificial intelligence moves people around by what they put on their page. The artificial intelligence will rate you and say, okay, well, this gentleman he's going to post stuff about this or whatever, and so we'll put his ranking here. He's number one because he's got a lot of people that are responding. That's great. Well, his other material isn't that good. So we'll just rate him number 4 or wherever that the metrics wants to put that rating. That cuts down the amount of people that see it. And that cuts down kind of a control figure of how they can move that information. And at the same time, they can figure out by using philosophy and psychology and figure out what your buying needs are, what you like to eat for dinner. The list goes on while they are data mining you. Isn't that wonderful? So we destroy the image of the vets on a beautiful holiday. The people that gave us and him the right to do this, we just flush that down the toilet and we turn around and we write rules and regulations, but yet we let hackers, prostitutes, and con men work over our citizens. That is really super good. Hip, hip, hooray. Now, everybody's going to come back to me and say, oh, man, what are you ranting? You're on Facebook. Well, sure I am, because that's where the audience is at, and that's where we have to go. We have no alternative. Data mining is getting to be a very popular thing for the Chinese and for the Russians. Wake up, America. It's happening, and you've got to watch what you're doing. But that's for another show, which I'll go through, and we'll talk about how that works. Tonight, I got 2 things on my mind. One, I want to salute and thank every member and family member of the United States Military Corps that protects this country. every branch of the service. I admire you. I thank you. You people are keeping us free. You people are risking your lives and giving up your family for a time to protect us. And I also want to say to the families that have lost their loved ones, I want to say to you, thank you. It is a blessing to us. You have given part of your family so we can be free. For the gentleman who fought in Vietnam, I have a very high thanking for. For a war that politicians say we're in a war, the general public, the students, and all the garbage that happened at the Vietnam crisis, I don't care. My hat's off to you. It's off to every veteran from World War I all the way up to current status. Thank you. And I'm saying that because my grandchildren, God hope, will be free. I'm thanking you for the businessman, the small businessman that opens his doors if this epidemic ever gets over. I'm thanking you because you've made my life livable. So, Facebook, hey, you want to take my show off the air? Okie dokie. But I'm never going to stop, because when I see Old Glory out in the wind, and as I'm going down I-5 and I cut over to go over 16, there's the prettiest sight that any view in the world could have as you're watching Old Glory, that beautiful flag, wave in the breeze, and start thinking about what it means. So the next time you get an opportunity, take a look at it again. And for tomorrow, God bless you all. Let's keep going. Let's keep America strong. And let's figure out how we can get out of this virus thing. It's a horrible way to start a day, isn't it? Thank you all for listening. Have a great, great day tomorrow. And if you get an opportunity, go on out and have a good barbecue with your family. Have a good day. And remember our vets. So thank you very much for being with me. See you next Sunday. I promise I won't yell and scream next Sunday at all. Have a great day. And until then, remember, my favorite words, and by the way, my producer's trying to tell me I went 2 minutes over time. He's having a cardiac attack. He's jumping up and down, screaming, peeing, whatever. Remember, no matter how bad things get, if we all stick together and believe, we can keep us smiling. Until then, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by.